It's just that time of year, you crazy bastards.
That I want to react, but I'm just thrown off by all the skull heads. I know that's. I know, but it was just like they're all staring at me.
Happy Halloween! 2 weeks to the darkness and all the.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's the dark month. It's the month
Halloween...
of the witches, right? Wait.
Does Halloween mean anything in a world where you don't go trick-or-treating or can't have... I mean, I feel like we're actually going to have some pretty crazy parties this year.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a Mexican thing.
This is actually, what's his name? Skeleton Jack from The Night Before Christmas.
Yeah, so but like technically, I mean...
But Halloween itself is not Mexican. Halloween is a pagan holiday. Dia de la Muerta, which is the day you're talking about, where it's the thinnest line between the land of the living and the land of the dead, is on at midnight of the 31st into the 1st of November.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me double check. Dia de los Muertas. Yeah, actually, Dia de los Muertas this year is November 2nd. Because there's like a specific thing. I know everyone assumes that Halloween and Dia de la Muerta are one and the same, but it's actually two different things.
Yeah, it's just like Chinese New Year's is never technically on the same. It's like it's measured.
That's a lunar calendar. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's different, right? So,
I don't know if Dia de la Muertas goes by a lunar calendar, though. I think it goes by just a specific thing that happens.
But I think that assumption though is that there's many movies where it's known to be Halloween time, and then either someone gets transposed from Mexico to like anywhere else or anywhere else to Mexico, and they're celebrating the same thing. I know there's been tons of action movies like that. There's even one that's like there's an image that's flashing through my mind, but I can't remember the name of the movie right now. So it'll come up at some point. But there's so many movies that like
cultural appropriation movies.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm pretty sure Charlie Brown even does it. I'm 100%.
How
like
dare you?
I'm 100%. I'm so certain. I vaguely could have easily imagined Linus being like, you know what today also is, and then just going.
I mean, Linus is always correcting everyone. That's
exactly. That's his job.
The only person he doesn't correct is Franklin. Funny enough, because the whole point being, Franklin is not an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
it's like he has the blanket of power, and like Frank is just looking at like, this guy needs a blanket.
Big fact. Franklin's just like, this guy needs a blanket for comfort. It's like, homie, we are in this world for real. Is that, was Charles Schultz commenting on the fact that intelligence through comfort is not intelligence at all? No, I'm joking. I'm just making shit up.
But I mean, but it also, if anything, it speaks on the concept that if you're intelligent, it causes discomfort.
Oh, dude. Okay. You just hit a fucking nail on the head. I have this conversation with one of my friends regularly. We actively discuss if we were more ignorant, would we be happier in the world that we live in?
100%.
And like her and I regularly have this conversation about ignorance is bliss. And I remember one time asking her, like, would you ever to be able to, if you wanted to jump back to a point where you could just make yourself more ignorant or less aware of the world and just continue living, would you? And her and I both really thought about it, because it was like, I mean,
how is that something you think about, bro? That's a fact. The more ignorant I am, the less I care, the more I only care about myself and my selfish needs. Bruh, 100% you live a happier life.
No, I know, but the question is not that. It's
the question is, would you? Because the problem with that is that with ignorance comes contributing to the bigger mistake of things, because you are ignorant and not paying attention or not enlightened about something and not do it's like not knowing recycling exists and decide not to do it.
Okay, wait, I just want to go back to the question just so I understand it.
The
question is that
well, let me say the question. The question is, if you could go back to a state of being ignorant, would you choose to do so, to live in a world with more ignorance so that you're not aware of the things that are going on?
Oh boy,
depends on what you're being ignorant. Complete ignorance or like just about a specific. Oh, complete ignorance.
Well, we're talking about you revert back to a point in time where as of this moment you're ignorant of anything that you are ignorant about at that point in time.
Let's say you're in high school.
I'll let you finish it all.
Let's say you're in high school, for example, right? You haven't even gotten to your classes about Palestine and Israel. You haven't gotten to your classes about political science. You haven't gotten to your classes about economics. But you still feel mature enough to do things and make decisions. You still feel mature enough to have a part-time job, but you don't actually understand all the ramifications of the things that are going on in the world. The news plays, elections happen, but you at this
that's
age,
a different question.
That's a different kind of ignorance.
That's a different question.
But that is ignorance.
But the thing is, yeah, but it's not ignorant that because I'm closed-minded, right? It's ignorant because I haven't learned those things yet, right?
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm not putting any caveats of structure that
I would go back.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you have to become a closed. I'm not saying you are 30-something years old and you just decide to be closed-minded.
Okay. That's what I understood the question to be.
No.
If I'm going back to a state where I was like at my most ignorant, even then I wasn't ignorant. You know what I mean? Like even then I was always open to learning and meeting and finding out new things. So that ignorance wouldn't last because I'd probably go through the same path, to be honest.
I feel like Dave understood it best because his example was just like, I'm ignorant of the fact that recycling doesn't help save the world, so I don't recycle. Like that's almost one of the best examples on a simplest form. Like, oh, I don't recycle. Why don't you recycle? I don't know. The recycling doesn't seem like anything important to me. And then someone tells you if you're not recycling, you're leading to a faster rate of decay of the planet. And it's just like, oh, well, I can never unknow that. So now I'm not. I'm aware of the fact that the planet.
Okay, can I ask you a question though? Does your awareness make you feel some kind of way about the fact that you can't do anything to help?
I think that naturally happens. It just depends on what you consider a severe topic or not. Because if it's a topic that even when enlightened you don't give a fuck about, then you're just not going to give a fuck about it. Well, okay. But if it's a topic that you care about, then it will affect your decision making or even maybe how you speak about it. For sure.
On that note,
that's natural.
On that note, do you give? This is a general question to the people here. Since we're on that topic of things that matter that we should all care about. Do you really care about climate change that much?
100%.
And why do you care? And what are you doing about it?
I try. Conversation to have. Like that's too long. I can say I try and least use anything that I've been told doesn't help. I try and not use it or use the least of it. But at the same time, like there is the concept of you have to consume a certain amount minimum as a person.
Go ahead, Skinny.
I can name five. Okay, to answer your question, why do I care? Iceberg shouldn't be melting. That's just weird. My daughter, I want her to be able to live.
Melting is a fucking good lie.
I thought your daughter was gonna come.
No. It's first icebergs and then my daughter, and then I really can't swim, so I can't save my daughter. Got to get on that. And then last two is Waterworld.
Yeah.
Right? And then for what am I doing to try to stop it? I'd like to think something. In actuality, probably sweet fuck all.
I mean,
and
I'll say
I'm
this,
being honest.
Skinny. I'll say this.
Yeah,
I don't feel like it's sweet fuck all. I think that it's the ultimate question at the end of the day is what we do individually doesn't amount to the comparison of major corporations.
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah, but that's also.
I'm not saying not to do anything. I'm saying do what you can because it adds to the corporations that are actively trying. But if like. Again, everyone keeps giving this perfect example. I have plastic straws. I actually bought the plastic straws because I just liked having straws in the house and buying boxes. Like financially, the decision made more sense to buy these reusable straws than to keep buying boxes of straws. That was my logic. To be honest, it wasn't for the planet. I'm sorry.
And to be honest, a lot of the plastic waste that they're saying and the whole don't use straws thing, a lot of those waste is from the fishing. We talked about big corporations, the fishing industry. Is the biggest cause of a lot of the plastic in the ocean, not your straws.
No, exactly.
So again, the thing the little guy does, it's just, again, a lot of it is like for profit under the guise of nonprofit, advertising to you that this is a new way to do things, but not knowing that they're actually making money on this new way as well.
Oh yeah.
It's just a redirecting of funds, right?
Nicotine is owned. The nicotine patch is owned by the cigarette companies,
right?
Yeah, that's just how it is.
The same guy sending you the poison is sending you the cure, you know?
Yeah, all the time. The
COVID, dude.
Oh snap!
Oh god, I was going to mention a good example of someone who talks about ignorance in the switchover is the show Woke with Lamorne Morris, where he talks about the fact that the Keith I don't know, not David's not his last name, but the artist in that comic strip for the show Woke talks about the fact that when he first did the comic strip, he was just doing the comic strip as a comic strip. It didn't, his blackness had nothing to do with it. Then he had a racist interaction as an adult that made him, and that was his ignorance is bliss moment snapped. He could no longer live in the world and ignore the fact that there is racism because something happened to him, and it woke him up to the fact that, oh, I can't be ignorant to this.
Yeah.
Even though at that point, the fact that he's an adult and had faced limited racism is impressive to me, because I was 6 the first time someone called me the N-word. So kudos to him for getting that far in his life and never having had a major racial moment that marked his life. Like, I would love that. That's one of those weird things that, like, I would love that if I have a kid, my kid could go through 20 years of not dealing with racism, but I still want them to be aware of racism. Obviously,
hit them early. I want them to get it at like 4.
I mean, you don't want your daughter to face racism at 4. You would like
realistically 8. I want to early.
This guy said 8.
I'm not even being a dick. I'm not low, but for real. Hear me out.
I completely get what Skinny's saying,
because
I want to say that,
like, depend where I'm gonna live, it's gonna be majority white people.
Yeah,
I'm just by fact.
Yeah.
So like, get it out. Let's see it. Like, because I wanted to know from that age, you will be different regardless of if you're mixed or not. Someone's gonna see you.
Yeah, they're gonna see you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even if you do play and she remains, as Cray says, learn early. Even if you remain to be light skinned and you happen to blend in, I want you to know, and even play some espionage. Be my 007. Let me know what they say. Let's go.
Dude. Okay, crazy that you said that. There is a guy I know that I can't say his name. I can't say his name because he's very politically active. But he once told me in a conversation, because he's of a minority group, and he's
from here.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you guys after. But he had 2 kids, blonde, blue-eyed, from his relationship. And he actively told me, yeah, they're my sleeper agents. I definitely am happy they turned out that way, because I want them to infiltrate the government and all the systems with their blue eyes and get ahead of the game. And I was just like, this man,
that's weird.
And his kids were young when he said this to me. Like, I remember seeing them on the bus, and they were like 8 and 10 or something. And I was like, in my head, I was like, that is such a dark thing to say, that you are planning for these 2 children to have this specific life experience that will lead.
Yeah, but was he being serious, or was he being like,
Dave,
like he's being 100?
When I tell you who it is at the end, this is a person who was dead ass looking me in my eyes, telling me, this is the plan, this is what I want them to do, trust me, it will happen.
Political,
I can't wait to after the show almost now.
Yes.
So goodbye, everyone. No, I'm just kidding.
That was good.
Funny.
Oh wow.
Tobe,
okay.
How you feeling?
Feeling about?
I mean,
yeah. When are you gonna let your kid deal with it?
I don't know, because for me it was a little later. Like I would say any even then it didn't even really register that that's what it was. But I remember in grade 6 in elementary school, or grade 5, one of those 2. Something happened with me and some kid in school. Kids, you fight, or it wasn't even a fight. It was like a little kid scuffle.
Yeah.
And then the principal was gonna suspend me for the fight.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't even a fight. Like I said, it was a kid scuffle. It was like a shove, and but then the other kid involved wasn't gonna get suspended.
Exactly.
Just so happens to not be of the same faction as I was.
He says faction.
Melanin impaired, sir? Melanin impaired?
So my dad, and I remember my dad, like, I didn't understand why he fought so hard. Like, came to school and like yelling and like, I remember that, but I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't even really explained to me. But then obviously when I got older and I was told how it happened from my mom later on, and I was like, oh,
damn,
okay.
I wish your dad had told you though.
Yeah, but that was the only good thing my dad ever did. Outside of that, I would probably want it to get out the way early. I think, to be honest,
I get,
but it didn't really. I don't know. I don't. You know what? I don't know. I definitely want them to be aware of it.
Yeah.
but I wouldn't want him to experience it.
See, because in my situation, grade 5, exact same situation as you, Adam Rothschild and I got into a fight. Adam Rothschild, wherever you are, you and all your TMR money, you know what you did. Adam, yeah, I feel no shame in naming this dude, but he knocked me to the ground with orange cone. I think I've told this story on the podcast. You know those street cones? Not one of the big ones, but one of the ones that we used in school to mark
plastic shits. Yeah,
to mark the ends of the goals for soccer. My back was turned. He took it. He hit me full force in the back so hard I fell to the ground. I got up, chased him, punched him in the face.
Okay, well, that's extreme, man. Just hit him back. Hit him back with the cone, dog.
What? I didn't have the cone. He knocked me to the ground and ran away. What was I supposed to do?
Suspended your ass too. No, I'm kidding.
So that we got sent to the office, and then they wanted to suspend me and not him. And it's just like, okay, but you do realize I wouldn't have punched him had he not hit me with the cone. And I was very much aware that in that moment where I had scraped myself and was bleeding, and Adam wasn't bleeding, I punched him in the face, but I didn't hit his nose hard enough, that the secretary was checking on Adam to make sure he was okay, but me, who was actually bleeding, not once did she ask me if I was okay.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I knew in that moment, I was just like, oh, this is some racist bullshit. Like,
but what? Okay, see, here's the thing. What made you think that that's what it was? Had you known about it before? That's what I'm saying.
I knew about racism before.
That's okay. That's the difference, is that I was actually ignorant to that fact, because I pretty much grew up in a black community for a large period of time, I guess, where it wasn't even really a thing. Even seeing a white person wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing.
Well, you were in Uptown, same as me, right? So that neighborhood that we both grew up in, Cotonou.
Well, more DG, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
I crossed over early at like 6, so I knew what it was from like grade 2.
Facts.
Thrown right into it. Like there was like me and Oshala, and y'all know who Oshala is, so shout out to you. But it was me and Oshala, and he was a resident Jamaican, fresh, straight from the islands here. Yeah. So he was cute. I was native here, had a mouth on me, wasn't cute. They were just like, nigger. It was people were ready.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's deep. I've never been called that to my face.
I have 3 kids.
Wow, really?
Nope,
man.
Nope.
Blessings.
It's either I was putting out positive energy, or by the time someone felt the need to say it to me, I was too big for them.
I was about to say there's no way that anyone's gonna walk up to you. I'm a relatively tall guy. I have to look up to you.
Remember.
I don't think I've been putting off negative energy.
Yeah, for the first 70% of my life, I was skinny.
Yeah,
so let's just say, like, this
power over
this
people.
Is recent. This is recent. It's recent.
Toby would just reach from the back of the bus and slap you in the front.
That's one thing. Is my arms were
like
long.
you can say what you want about stature, but you're still like this,
and not reach your face, like side of the head.
Like you're better than elongated, man. You know.
I was definitely a good, approachable kid for the majority part of my teenage years. So I think, I never really, but I do. But you know when you walk into a party, when there's the feeling. There's like this feeling, and I can't ever describe it to anyone who's never experienced it, because no matter how much you say, you'll never understand what that feeling is. But the eyes, you can feel the eyes, you hear the whispers. But speaking of ignorance, you have to choose to ignore it, like it doesn't fucking affect you. So that way, they know it doesn't fucking affect you. Yeah, right. And being until you really, I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself. Don't get me wrong. If anything ever happens to you where you feel the need to, definitely do. Right.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So
I mean, the safest I ever felt was when I was in New York at the Spike Lee event, and when I explained to people that's the safest I've ever felt being on a street corner in New York City at a Spike Lee show with everyone from all over coming to the anniversary party. I was just like weird. I was just like, this is on a television show. This would be depicted as one of the most dangerous places for this many people of color in New York to gather.
Right.
But it was the safest I've ever felt, genuinely, in my life. Like, just as far as the eye could see, I was just like, all these people came to celebrate something. No one is here to fuck shit up, and we're all people of color, and we're just enjoying ourselves. And I was just like, Yep.
That's unfortunate. And the reason why some of those events aren't safe is because there's that whole crabs in the bucket ideal that kind of sticks with people, right? It's me or not, or it's me or him, or me or her.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not all of us together. And that's because it's so ingrained to fight for your position because there's so very little of it to go around, right? That's what you're sold.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but I mean, fuck, it's got to change. Like it's changing, just at what rate, right? It's not fast enough. You know, I just need someone to go in to those neighborhoods and just be like, hey, if you saved $10 a day, you know, like financial literacy, like simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would help so much.
True.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, Jay-Z tries. Wasn't that one of Jay-Z's whole jokes? Like, I'm trying to put school. I'm trying to school y'all, and you guys just think I'm being bougie.
But sometimes the way you enter the scene kind of dampens your message later on.
Oh, the medium is the message. Old school, like that, 100%. Like Jay-Z being a billionaire now, and then telling us, "Hey, you could be one too." It's like
when we know that you started as a drug dealer.
Yeah,
and doing stuff It's a little hard pill to swallow.
I don't really have those kind of packs, Jay.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't really have it.
Keys did you lose?
And he's never really come out and said, "I am ashamed of the lifestyle that I lived, and I wish there was another way."
I don't think he is. He's just like building blocks. Sorry,
that's what I'm saying.
Y'all got trust fund. I got these packs.
Yeah, the way you enter sometimes dampens your message. Unfortunately,
that's a good title. I got pags.
There you go. And someone like Childish Gambino doing it, people they'd be like, "Who are you? You never lived through our situation." So it's just weird that the message has to come from a reliable source or a trusted source.
It's funny though, because Childish Gambino's story on camp, he talks about he also grew up in a very bad neighborhood.
I know. But appearance,
people don't, the blur thing.
It's so weird. Those are those are just the things. There's so many little things that need to change in order for a big change to happen. You know, we all just have to be open to change, but most of us aren't, and that's a fact. The people that like us, that speak like us, and actually think like us, we're actually in the minority when you think about it, because we don't rule the world.
Not yet.
You have some evil plan we all don't know about.
Evil plan? What do you mean? He's lying down in the living room.
Not yet.
Beyonce's been saying for a minute that she runs the world, that the women run the world. Slowly but surely, they're taking over.
Yeah, man. Death by snoo snoo ain't so bad. That's all I'm
saying. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Let's give Devin I just saw a comment from Devin here.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So Devin, you just messaged us, and dude, congrats.
Yes.
Wedding anniversaries are always an impressive feat.
Yes.
There's not many people. You know how I made that joke about you got to get past 6 episodes of a podcast? You got to get past those 6-7 years of a relationship. That's something that people regularly say.
Let alone 2.
What is the specific thing they talk about? The 7-year itch or something?
7-year itch.
Yeah, man. So congrats to you guys. Congratulations to Michelle, your wife, and you know, you guys had kids and everything. That's a big deal, man.
Huge.
Respect it.
And trust me, Michelle, we know Devin's difficult at times. even on our show, he's difficult, but you know, we love him the same, and I'm sure you do too.
11 years, man. That's big, dude. Congrats. Yeah. Like I said,
that's a patient ass woman. Goddamn. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
That's great. All right, hold on. On that note, Jay Grizz, please let it go.
No,
please let it go.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Wait. He said 3 weeks ago you said Malignant was good, Brian.
Brian said, wait, what? I accept. Actually, I don't care.
No,
but I mean,
the shade is so shade.
Do you want to spend time talking about Malignant? Because I have a whole bunch of other shows I want to talk about.
No, but you want to. But I'll tell you right now, Grizz, if you just listen to a show, a podcast, it's called "How Did This Get Made?" And what they do is they actually review movies. Most of the time, 98% of the time, bad movies.
Yeah,
they try to find some joy in, but for the most part, they're picking it apart. Guess which film they did this week?
I'm gonna say Malignant.
Malignant.
Oh,
that should tell you exactly how trash that movie is.
They did it
The end.
already?
They did it
Yo,
already.
Man, whenever they do new movies that come out that quick, it's like because think about it. In the entire history of cinema, they can pick from any movie that's ever come out, and they're picking a film that came out a couple months ago.
Yep.
That's how bad the movie is.
Just saying.
Shit, that's
enough said. How did this get made? Great podcast, by the way.
Yeah, check it out, man.
Just go listen to the.
I was on an episode. It was.
Yes,
fun.
you were. That's true.
Yeah,
in Montreal, right?
Yeah, I got to go to the live show and I got to explain why this. I don't remember the like.
Also, have you
G.I.
seen
Joe.
Stephen King's material that makes it to TV? Who is Stephen King?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Okay.
He doesn't necessarily have the best taste. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway.
No, speaking of movies, the movies that made us is back with new episodes. So if you guys are looking for something,
run that toys that made us though.
Facts. Yeah. Toys that made us is pretty fucking amazing.
Even though they're kind of running out. What are they gonna do next? Like,
did they do Hello Kitty?
Did they do the Slinky already? Probably the first one they did.
They didn't do Slinky. They did Hello Kitty at one point. So I'm thinking they're aiming towards.
I don't think the Slinky is gonna be able to do a full episode.
Did they ever? They ever do it?
They got Marvel.
They do brands like they do like brands like G.I. Joe, Transformers. How do you do the Slinky? Like,
easy.
Like the episode is 2 minutes. I saw a spring. It didn't spring, and it went down the stairs, and I made money.
They could do a whole like
what a sham of a toy though, man. Holy.
They could do a whole episode on like just like the Japanese knockoff toys in the dollar store.
Yeah, true.
Just like all of them. I want to know the stories behind all of them.
I will say this though, the man that came up with the Slinky got in at the right time because that was the end of the era where you could make toys that were so simple.
It's a bed spring.
Yeah, because like you see pictures
Pet rocks.
Yeah, that's the 80s. Like that's what I'm saying. The Slinky Pet rocks. Like you couldn't do toys like that in the mid 90s. It was done.
What was that? What was the one?
Have you heard of Devil Sticks
around your ankle?
What do you mean? Devil Sticks, Brian. That's really simple. He literally the person took 2-3 pieces of wood and did this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's the same. Same lane as Slinky.
But that's the mid 90s. The Devil Sticks didn't come out in the 2000s.
Nah, that's what you said. You said you couldn't do something like that in like the mid 90s, and they did with Devil.
Sorry.
Actually,
you couldn't do something like that after the mid 90s. Apologies, because I essentially meant like the toys we grew up with. Like I'm 38.
Yeah.
My childhood is very much the 90s.
Right.
And though and you know what Dave's talking about, the Saturn ring thing where you spun it on one foot and skipped over it. The Devil
Skip
Stick.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, skip it. Devil Sticks, Slinky.
I could double down, say Pogs.
Oh,
the yo-yo, that Insta yo-yo, that crappy Insta yo-yo.
You mean Yo-Yo Ball, the greatest yo-yo ever?
It's not a yo-yo.
Yo-Yo Ball.
What was the one?
I will hate on it. It's fun, but it's bullshit.
Astro Jacks, baby. I'm not mad at Astro Jacks.
Let's not go back there.
What the fuck are Astro Jacks? Oh my god, that's probably one of my favorite clips.
Go check out that episode. The clip is online too. What the fuck are Astro Jacks? Do it, man. You go celebrate. But so yeah, funny. Pogs. I put Pogs in the same wheelhouse as marbles.
Yo-yo.
Yeah.
It's like along the yo-yo marbles. They were still fun to use.
Yeah,
there was actual point to them.
But I'm saying, like, you couldn't introduce a toy as simple as fucking spring that just goes down the flight of stairs.
That's true.
In the 2000s.
But what about the one where you pour water in those monkeys and they expand, or the sea monkeys?
But those are old toys that just still exist.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one for you. It literally came out like 4 years ago, and now it's like in the dollar store, and it's that fidget bullshit.
Oh god. That's because someone waited. So the guy who like made the Skip It and like the Pet Rock just waited, and they're like, now.
No, don't own. You shouldn't own one of those, Brian. No.
Why? See, now here's the thing. Fidget spinners are actually useful for people who fidget. When I'm in work meetings and I'm out of frame, I just use my fidget spinner so that I don't fidget with stuff. Because
there's a virtual one that you can use.
Yeah, but I need to do something with my hands so that I'm not fidgeting in the meeting.
Oh no, they actually made something for you people. That's what that is. That's what that's for.
Yeah,
that's technically what it means.
See, ignorance. Never learned that shit. That's some bullshit. I'm happy in not knowing that shit.
It's literally
Ignorance.
called the fidget spinner.
I am happy not knowing that they cater to you. Wow. Nope.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was like advertised for like
God.
increased concentration and
Yeah.
like, you know.
I just saw
'Cause
kids
I got
spinning it like
called-
ninja stars.
Because
never
I
seen
got
it.
called out in a meeting once because I was fidgeting with my my like switchblade comb because I just kept popping the comb out and going back in, and I forgot to mute my mic. So my boss was just like, "Brian, would you mind putting that away?" And I was just like, "Fuck." So I just I went and found my fidget spinner, and I just whenever I'm in meetings, I just have my fidget spinner out of frame while I'm in the meeting, so I'm just doing something because I do
But
fidget with my hands a lot.
I think they banned those, no, in schools.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have to ban.
Yeah, but
it
in
because-
schools, that's
Kids
because
don't
it's
pay attention. It's like
Yeah.
the opposite effect of what it's
But how do
supposed to
kids
do.
not pay attention with a like you like? I don't understand how you don't like. There's nothing to the fidget spinner. You spin it and then you just have it in your hand, and when it stops, you spin it again, and I can keep focusing because there's nothing to it. It's just so that my hand is doing something. I don't understand how people would get in trouble doing that.
I'm
But, hey,
sure
kids-
kids would just start
Yeah,
flinging it at each other and shit.
Exactly. That's the problem.
yeah,
Children
yeah.
children don't know how to play. Children just don't know how to play.
Now they have popper toys, which pretty much came from bubble wrap. They have toys that pop
Yes.
like bubble wrap.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a very popular thing.
That's like another fidget thing.
But that's not, to me, that's not a toy per se, as much as it's people like to pop
But
bubble
that's
wrap.
that's what I'm saying. It's another fidget thing. It's like
Yeah.
But
I know
you know
people genuinely
it's
enjoy
unlimited.
doing it.
It's an unlimited pop, which is why I think people like it.
Oh, that's crack.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
you-
crack to these people.
Yeah, because you pop it and it just flips to the other side. You get the sensation of the pop, but you can flip it again and do it
It's
again.
like when Thor was getting his beer refilled by Strange. He
Yeah,
just keeps refilling. Go ahead,
that's
David.
funny.
Did we watch? Oh, sorry.
I was
Dave,
gonna
you were-
say,
Apologies.
Oh.
Oh, and now you're frozen.
Sorry. I think that. Oh,
You're
You're good
You're
now.
back,
You're
you're
good now.
back.
You're good
Okay.
now.
Fuck. I think the toy that will last the test of time is the Kinder Surprise, though.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
yeah.
I think that is something that will never leave existence.
And
The
they only
Kinder
just
Surprise.
got those in the States too, which is crazy.
Yeah, and it's
They
also
stopped
the
them?
most useless one because
Kinder
no one
Sur-
ever keeps it.
America only just allowed Kinder Surprises because the toys were so small, and they were under the impression that putting the toy in the egg, someone would eat it and choke on the toy.
Oh,
So they
gosh.
weren't
Did
legal
that
in the
actually happen? Or it just wasn't
not in the States,
allowed?
'cause it wasn't allowed. They were never
Oh.
allowed to do it because
But-
you could get Kinder Surprise. Like
That
you could
makes
get
sense to me.
Kinders in the States, but they had no toy in them, if I'm not mistaken. And then the version in the States now isn't the way we have it. From what I understand, it's half of a egg and half of a chocolate.
Yeah, my cousin actually explained this to me. It's you have it's like inside the egg is just a plastic shell as it already always is, and when you open it, it has two compartments.
Yeah.
And like it's like you poke one compartment and you get like you get like one of those like a mini, like those Cadbury eggs that you get only at Easter that have that like white filling. You have one of those and like a few like baby eggs, and on the other side is like the regular version of like what you always get. Like it's there's a secondary little small thing like as if you just opened the Kinder Surprise.
This is stupid.
Americans are so weird. You
And
guys have laws that are insane to me, and then have rules for protection that make even less sense.
But this
Like,
isn't even
it's-
making sense.
What is the point of this thing?
Put it on the
I'm
screen.
looking- I'm
Put it on the
looking at-
screen. Let people see.
Yeah, I want to see this.
For those of you who are listening, we highly recommend, as always, you can tune in to Geektastic Cypher Live Wednesdays at 6:30 on Free X Agents Media channel on YouTube, so that you can see what we're talking about. If not, if you're listening to this and you just want to look it up for yourself, I would recommend looking up the Kinder Surprise Toys US edition. And yeah,
So
so
stupid.
this is so depressing to see this. So
This is the saddest thing alive.
it's like the Kinder
What?
Surprise egg that like the packaging that we in North America, well, in Canada, have always seen. And what happens is when you open it, there's two sides to it. One side is a toy, and the other side is two little chocolate truffle looking things with like a cream.
What am I looking?
You're looking at
Chocolate
failure.
Truffle inside of
looking at failure.
cream.
you're looking at failure. This is what
Wow.
You're looking at failure.
This was their compromise.
Yeah, this was the compromise in the safe. This is the safer thing so that people don't accidentally eat the Kinder Surprise and swallow the toy.
Disgusting.
It's stupid, man.
That is so dumb. Wow. All right.
Guys.
America.
Yep. Good old
America.
Oh man, we lost Skinny, who was supposed to start us off, but I guess if anything, Toby, you can hit us. What did you want to talk about on View the Right Thing this week?
I mean, we kind of skipped over it last week because we had so much to talk about, apparently. But it's still the topic du jour. It's all over the place still.
Okay.
The closer.
Oh, I didn't think we were going to talk about it, and I wasn't sure, so I'd promised Miriam she could talk about it with us next time.
Oh,
because that's why I had asked you guys. That's why I kept asking you guys.
You did ask. I might have missed that question.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, should we can we give like a 2-second thumbs up or initial thought and then skip on?
Sure.
Now I feel.
If you want to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down,
Mariam, no, you shall not discuss. Is she coming on next week or something?
Well, she wanted to come on this week, but that's why I asked you guys because I didn't hear you guys didn't confirm.
She's always welcomed,
of course, but because I didn't tell her to jump on this week, and she did want to talk about it with us.
Okay,
that's why I was asking you guys to confirm: is anyone actually discussing it?
That's
and
because
no one.
Okay,
I can give my little 2 cents on it too. A little 2 cents before we go. I enjoyed how well crafted his ideas were. You may not necessarily agree with how he delivers the message, but the message is there.
Yeah.
And he's not being overt or honestly bigoted in his approach either. No. And that's just my opinion. But there are definitely certain things I do want to touch on.
I'm definitely going to save my opinion then for when Miriam's on, because I want to have a more deep discussion about what comedy means then.
Yeah, I will say this. I enjoyed it. I thought he went a certain way with it that I don't want to talk about that much, but I'll say this, like, shots fired in all directions, but also shots fired to answer questions and to finally address certain things, which I was like, and the message thereof and how he built that into messages and jokes was like, all right, that was pretty good.
Again, dang it, Mary, get on here right now.
I want to talk about it because
I asked multiple times specifically for this.
Okay,
and no one confirmed anything. So
I'll just say this. I'll just say this for Titans.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, they're continuing to make the worst possible show.
But that's right. Like, okay, so
it's funny to me.
I still haven't watched since him and what's it called? Nightwing were out in the woods on episode 2 or 3.
So straight up, okay. There's so much I want to rant about.
Do you care for spoilers at this point, Toby?
Fuck no, I'm not.
Okay, so first and foremost,
since the whole season,
since the last we spoke, the following has happened. Tim Drake died, and then there was an episode of him in the afterlife.
Yeah,
that involved Diane, and Hawk, and like I was like, what the hell? Then they escaped the afterlife, whatever this limbo is, which didn't make any sense. It made sense for Tim to a certain degree. It could have been him hallucinating, but then Diana comes back to life, and the thing is, she doesn't end up where her body is. She so happens to end up in the random where Bruce Wayne is, and God knows where, and saves his ass the second she's back to life.
Her body is on the Amazonian island, right?
Yeah.
We know that. Her spirit comes back at the end of that episode with Tim, and then instead of going to her body, goes to the island where Bruce is? Bruce Wayne?
And she's alive.
With her body?
With her body.
But her body's not...
Yes, Brian! Yes!
So when I told people in season 1 that this show avoids logic...
Dude, we're beyond the paper and the fire now. We're beyond the paper and the fire.
I appreciate you remembering.
I'm beyond the paper and the wire. Because I'm sorry, I loved this show, but specifically the last 3 episodes What the fuck are you doing?
That really sucks, man.
So wait, are you guys both not caught up to date?
Well, okay, so
No.
I wanted to watch the episode in the afterlife, but when I read the description of it, I got so annoyed with that
Horrible.
that I was just like, I can't watch this, because that sounds like they are genuinely trying to shit on the legacy for the show. And Doom Patrol is back, and every time I watch an episode of Doom Patrol, it drives me crazy, because Doom Patrol should not be a good show based on what they're doing. The stories they're telling, the direction they're going with, it just, I watch the show and I'm just like, this should not be an entertaining show. They never really explain what they're doing. Half the episodes end with me going, what was this episode even about? There's an ass monster, like all this stuff and I'm just like, but then I watch Titans and I'm just like, Doom Patrol is leaps and bounds ahead of this, and I almost wish Cyborg could go to Titans just to maybe see if that would help the show be better. Like if they could just add.
It's not the characters.
Hold on,
it's the writers. The writers are horrible.
You meant
I meant
Donna.
I meant Donna. I meant to say, yeah. Sorry,
Okay,
I was so
Donna
flustered.
Troy,
I was sorry. I was so flustered about it that's
Okay.
what happened.
'Cause
So wait, did you
I was
see
trying to put it together. I was like Diana and Bruce Wayne. I mean,
Did
those
you
two
see
make
the-
sense, but why
Did you see this week's episode, Brian?
No. Again, I haven't watched.
Okay,
I
okay.
got annoyed
So look,
that the.
I'm going to spoil it then. I'm
Bro,
going to
go ahead,
go
man.
ahead. We
So
don't care.
straight up. So these are the mistakes made in the last
You have the
episode
list?
alone.
I love it. He has a list, guys.
There's fucking.
Here's a list.
First of all, Crane now has control of Wayne Manor because
What?
the Titans just decided to leave, and apparently because he has Jason, he obviously just has keys to the castle. Mistake
okay,
one.
At least that makes
Starfire
sense.
no longer has her powers.
What?
Starfire no longer
How did she
has
lose
her powers. She has a set of powers. She no longer has her powers because now so her sister who didn't have powers, in reality, she had a dream or something that because her sister stole her powers last episode, and in this episode, they describe it as she was born without powers. The dad then, because he needed his firstborn to be king, stole the powers from her sister and put them in Starfire. And because of X reason or another, they transferred over. But Starfire still has random blue powers.
Question for
Go
anyone
for it.
who knows this: is that part of Starfire's origin?
No, not that I know of, and I've read enough. There's no Starfire
wanted to
comic
know-
book, but like in Red Hood, they went over it in quite detail. Her past that was
So-
never a thing.
Is
Similar-
Blackfire on the team?
I mean, she has the
Yes
only-
and no, because the team has been disbanded for like the last 2 episodes because Crane tricked them into like poisoning the water, and now instead of people logically realizing that it's Crane, they're blaming Titans
Oh, I did see them
because you know
in the water.
people are stupid.
The last episode I
Yeah.
saw was them they got.
They did it by
Starfire-
accident though.
Yeah, he tricked them into doing it. He set them up.
Yeah.
Can Beast Boy do things now?
He's been able to like make his hand do one thing, like be green and do whatever and be himself. He hasn't shown any new animals, which is annoying. I don't even understand Jason anymore. Jason last episode was like, I want to be back. I want to like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill people. This guy's controlling me. And in the
Wait.
same episode, he turns back. Wait. In
I'm sorry.
no, straight up does that.
I
And then in
accidentally
this,
put a bomb in a guy's chest. Oopsies.
but the thing is that he's genuine about it. They show him being very genuine about it. And then just by Crane being like, so we're going to go to work now? No manipulation, no drugs, no nothing. He's like, okay. And now I'm going to threaten and try and kill Grayson, which doesn't make sense. Then, and this is the thing that it was the perfect way to kick me off the show at the end of the episode. Crane throughout the episode is like being like obsessed that the mask is really Scarecrow and not him. Like he only gets the guts to do things because of the
Yeah, 'cause
mask.
He kills his mom, but he puts the mask on when he does it, right?
No, he doesn't. He kills her outright. So that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So that
Okay, so yeah, I was remembering that wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, he did kill his mom.
yeah, he
didn't
killed
have-
his mom, no mask. So in this episode, he's contemplating that. Then he gets like to a point where he captures the guy and he's trying to torture him and he can't do it. He keeps looking at the mask and he proceeds to say no more mask and decides to cut up his face like fucking Jigsaw. And that's what you see at the end of the episode, because he confronts Jason with like a blatant X here, a scar here. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, this not only never happened in the comic books, he's so much more intelligent that you are giving him credit for now. And like all this attitude changed because he shaved his beard off at the beginning of the episode. I don't know. It is CW and worse. It is worse than CW.
Because HBO Max was supposed to be the saving, well, DC Universe was supposed to be the saving grace, right?
Yeah,
that was the whole thing we were all really excited about. When
Berlanti?
the CW, say what?
Berlanti?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, okay, yeah. So
Berlanti's still is he still a producer on this show too?
I wonder. It seems like it
must be.
Because I'm sorry, the nosedive.
Because this reeks of CW first season always solid. Like I've never like Flash, Arrow, you know, all those shows. I'm not going to pretend like the first seasons weren't always solid. Black Lightning less so, but
Black Lightning, yeah, was kind of,
but cool. Still, like it's still entertaining. But then they all just fall off. And this show on HBO Max, I was hoping for better. And I've said it before. We've all said it before. If you're going to do something and you're going to remake something, or you're going to do a version of something, do it better. And we've all said before that at this point we deserve better as nerd fans, and that's the unfortunate part of watching these shows, that they don't feel like they can tell us a better version of these stories, so they just give us a middle of the... And the thing is, you don't have to make the show better only for us because we're nerds and we'll nitpick. You need to make the show better for casual fans, because what you're showing them is such a poor version of these nerd things that when other nerd things come out, these people will be like, well, no, because that show wasn't good. Why would I expect this show to be good? And that's what they're doing now.
Oh my gosh!
No,
like the first two seasons were okay. They were good, I would say.
I would say the first two seasons are really good.
This is season 3, right?
This started out. Remember the hype? It was like, whoa, this is like they're abandoning all the rules. They might be doing something different, but it looks cool. And literally 3 episodes in, barely. I felt it. I just knew there's no point watching from here on out. And just judging by what Davis said, I know I made the right decision.
All the stuff with Superboy, all the stuff with Connor, all the stuff
out the window, right?
That was the only thing that was cool. There was an interaction with Grayson and Superboy, because basically Red Hood obviously calls out Grayson. That's how they end up getting to the fight, right?
Yeah.
And Superboy is there trying to stop him, and you see Grayson go and get some stuff. And at one point in time, I was like, is he grabbing a Green Lantern ring? I don't know, because it's like one of those things where he opens up something and it's green, you know?
Yeah.
And I just didn't click that it was going to be something kryptonite related. And he basically, it's like a sand of kryptonite, and he turns around and he blows it in his face. Superboy. And he falls down. And then when the dog comes, he gives the dog some as well. And I was like, how they did it was like the one thing the show still has is like the way it's filmed and stuff is still good. So like when they do special effects and stuff, it's still cool to watch.
Yeah, cinematography, effects, all that stuff. I agree. Yeah.
And I don't even...
It has HBO money. That's the problem. That's the thing that really bothers me about this. Yeah. They have the money to do a better show.
And the actors are good.
Yeah, I don't know. As an actor, just going on, like, reading the script, like, I wonder how much, if you really care about your craft and what you're doing in terms of entertaining people, like, reading a script like this and not thinking to yourself, holy shit, this is bad. And how do you even get that across to the people that are paying you? You know what I mean? It must feel like you're a prisoner. Like, I can't believe I'm filming this scene. It just doesn't, none of the storyline made sense. It's insane.
And like, it doesn't even make sense what they're doing with Crane. Like, you're not augmenting him in any shape or form.
They tried. Actually, no, his introduction to us was laughable. We all laughed at Crane when he first was introduced this season.
Yeah. Yeah, because they made him look silly with the whole I'm a pothead.
Yeah.
And then they flip it to be like, no, I was playing you. But then they flipped it again that it's like, oh, this isn't interesting. This is I have no interest in this character or anything he's doing now. It's really unfortunate.
It's very, very, very unfortunate. I'm actually saddened that I lost that show. You know, like I thoroughly enjoyed this. This was my this is a show I watched before, you know, there's no Young Justice. It was like this is my other, you know. So anyway.
Oh yeah, new season of Young Justice announced.
It's probably the only DC show I pretty much watch now.
Real quick,
Young
Dave.
Justice.
What they do with Tim because I'm reading about some shit in episode 9 with Tim Drake. What they do with Tim?
Oh, you talked about Tim.
Straight up, Tim gets shot at. Oh, that's the other. Oh wow, there's also something else about the episode I forgot.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my. So I'll answer your Skinny's question first. So they shoot Tim when he gets shot, and then they make it look like it's Jason. It's in the same episode. Like the second Jason says, "I don't want to kill anybody. I want to be back on the team." He's basically walking throughout the city, and Tim finds him and is following him. And Tim basically takes a different turn than he does. Like he misses he loses him for a second. He gets seen by Crane. Crane shoots him. And then like the Titans think that things are led to make it look like it's Jason. Then he goes back into that limbo, not dead, but apparently we get a chance to come back. Like at first it makes, anyways, I'm not going to go back on that tangent, but he's in that limbo world. He then gets brought back to life, which is depicted as him, like, in the hospital and everything. And he gets healed immediately. Like you see him get out of the hospital and bounce. And then
I just wanted to know if he got shot.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand though. Donna Troy. So the way they depicted him coming back is he's being shocked back to life in a hospital.
Yeah.
How was Donna Troy coming back depicted? She's just alive.
She shows up. You see what happens is they are walking into like the light, right? They get to like past the realm or whatever.
By the way, I just want to point out, you mentioned Hawk was there. Obviously, Hawk is dead. Like he sacrificed himself.
He sacrificed himself. He didn't come back. But correction, he's not dead. He's in that limbo universe. He didn't go because the train brings you to death. He didn't go on that. He's in this universe somewhere. So they could easily bring him back whenever. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole like when
it was so pointless killing him off to begin with. The way it happened, we were just like, why?
He wanted out the show.
He has another show.
Yeah.
He has another show.
I don't know. I just know he wanted out. That's what I heard.
No, he has another show. He's going to be the headline of another show. I forget the name though.
Oh, Jack Reacher. You're right.
That's it.
He's the new Jack Reacher.
Yeah, he's the new Jack Reacher.
But just like Toby said, the other thing is he probably kept getting these scripts and being like, I need to get off this fucking show.
Yeah, 100%.
He's probably the only one who's like, hey, I want to actually be taken seriously as an actor, guys.
Yeah. So you're going to be
ruining my
Jack
chances
Reacher?
here.
That's not a good
why
one.
not?
Jack Reacher's actually a good character. Tom Cruise
great
dude, it's smart.
True.
Actually, even the Tom Cruise movie was good.
It wasn't bad. The second one was more about the action, but
for sure.
But also, Tom Cruise doesn't look like Jack Reacher. Jack Reacher is literally depicted like Alan.
I bet you Tom Cruise doesn't look like Ethan Hunt from when they wrote it down, but he still likes to be larger than life.
Every time. Like, can you imagine being that powerful in Hollywood that they make these movies and they depict these characters as 6 foot this with this, and Tom Cruise walks in and be like, guys, I'm here to start a new movie. And they're like,
all 5'3" of him wearing
all
platforms.
right, let's rewrite the script. He's a 5'4" guy in stilettos.
And he can take out 6'5", 250-pound giants.
Yeah.
I would sit on a Tom Cruise, bro. Like I would crush Tom Cruise just for the clout. Like
just for the clout.
Bear hug him and crack his spine and throw him to the ground.
Kudos to Tom Cruise though. He does some crazy shit.
Oh, you know what? And it's funny I say all this because one of my buddies who's a huge Tom Cruise fan is gonna watch this episode and be in my DMs immediately. So I have to acknowledge Tom Cruise, and this is one thing that my buddy always says, never phones it in. Like the man broke his ankle for that shot in Mission Impossible and
finished it
doing the scene. Yeah. Like I will give credit where credit's due. He shouldn't be doing these things, but respect to him for deciding that he wants to do them and is willing to put his body through everything. But at the same time, he's not the right fit for every role. He just happens to be he has so much power that he can either get the movie made or he walks into the room and they're just like, yeah, give him the role. It's fucking Tom Cruise. And that
and just follow his directions camera wise.
How many actors do you think
for us perspective?
Yeah, seriously. How many actors in Hollywood do you think at this point have the power to walk into a room and they'll redo everything they had planned based on the actor?
There's a handful.
Tom Cruise, The Rock.
The Rock is there now.
I think The Rock.
You tell me The Rock's not there. I don't know what project The Rock.
For comedy, Ryan Reynolds.
To a movie and say, I want to be a little person, and they'd be like, all right, 6'3", The Rock, little person, we'll figure it out. Force perspectives all around. They'll do it.
And just to address what Dave just said, Ryan Reynolds is
not
there. Like he's
comedies.
there.
I said comedies.
Even
I said for
then,
comedies.
I think he's riding that Deadpool success wave.
Yeah.
The moment he has a flop or two, he's not in that elite.
Well, I mean, he knocked it out with Free Guy though. Like that's
for sure. Again, I didn't say that.
I'll give you credit. His stock is high, but I don't think he's at Cruise elite. Rock. Like walk in the room, put like he's got a copy of the script. He saw it, and he's just like, I see this character as a 6'3", 6'4" Samoan, and the writers are like, so do we. So do we. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds is good, don't get me wrong, and him doing that movie with The Rock and Gal Gadot will help his stock if it's good, even though that movie is not going to be good, and we should all be prepared for a clunker.
What movie is this?
Why are you saying that?
Red Notice, Red Line, whatever.
Red
Notice. Have you seen the trailer, Dave?
I haven't. I haven't seen anything.
Oh, okay. The movie looks like it was written. The movie looks like it was written by someone who saw all of their separate movies and like.
I was gonna exactly. They're all playing themselves now.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
They're all just.
But that's what. But
they're not acting anymore.
Yeah, they're just playing like
they're just playing different versions of themselves.
Yeah, the archetypes that they've fallen into are so popular.
Variants. Now. They're all playing variants of themselves. Straight up.
All playing variants. Facts.
Straight up.
Dude, honestly, I watched that trailer and I was just like, okay, so The Rock is playing Hobbs from Fast and Furious movies, and Gal Gadot is playing her character from the Fast and Furious movies, and Ryan Reynolds is playing his character from all the spy movies he's done, who's trying to work with Hobbs. Yeah, who's trying to work with Hobbs and Gal Gadot. This is essentially a Fast and Furious movie if you had the Gal Gadot character and they just essentially flipped the roles though, because Hobbs is technically a cop. Right? Yeah, that's all they did.
It's the same thing.
It's the same fucking.
All you're
role.
missing is Kevin Hart to play the little guy.
Oh, you don't think he's gonna have a cameo? Kevin's gonna have another cameo.
He just might. That's the thing, right?
For sure, he is. He needs money.
He had a cameo. Yes, if he needs.
Ryan Reynolds had a cameo in their movie. I think. Right? Was that what it was? Yeah.
Well, Kevin had a cameo in what was the last one? The Hobbs and Shaw, no?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, on the plane.
I didn't get to see that one.
Oh my god, it's just Devin posted up Samuel Jackson.
Ooh.
Yes, 100%.
A couple years ago.
I think Samuel Jackson doesn't do things he doesn't want to do.
Okay,
he's at the fuck you phase.
Disney's his retirement.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio. I still think has enough clout to be like, I want on this movie. Fuck off.
Yeah, Leo 100%.
Him and Brad Pitt.
Any women? That's a problem for the industry.
Maybe that's not true. Maybe Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson.
Nah.
To walk in and say, I want this movie to be this now. I don't.
Nah, so. Homegirl will play Mystique forever.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yes.
A couple years ago.
A couple years ago, maybe.
Like when
see, we're talking about like regardless of time.
Yeah.
They just they walk into the room and they command that
like
power.
They're at a point where even if they didn't do movies for 4 years, they could still walk in the room and say, this is the movie we're doing now.
Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts, I think.
Kidman. Yes.
Kidman. Okay, I could see Kidman. Oh, Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of Reese,
so there's a few.
Reese Witherspoon. Because the funny part is, what's her name?
Angelina. Jolie? I think so.
I might lean yes for Angelina.
Okay, I'm leaning. I feel like she's towards no.
Yeah,
I got to put one non-blonde up on the block.
Reese is not a real blonde, but anyways. But Reese Witherspoon, what's her name? Oh, who's the girl from Big Bang? Kaylee Cuoco. She said the reason she did Flight Attendant, that she jumped on it, is because she was trying to make sure she got it before Reese Witherspoon put her hands on it, because Reese gets everything and then puts herself as the star in it. That's what made me
funny.
realize that Reese is
That sounded catty too, though, didn't it?
It was a little bit.
Again, not because it's a girl saying
No. But
I
it
didn't mean
was
to
very
choose the
much
word catty, but it
No,
felt very.
absolutely. I didn't think you needed to defend that one
Okay.
because it very much was. It
feel
very
like I
much
gotta
was said
defend
in the
everything.
sense of like Reese grabs things quicker than anyone else
That makes
because
sense.
she has the connections.
That makes sense. But
And
calling her out like that definitely
it was funny.
probably was unnecessary. Was it funny? Was it like
The way she said it came across funny. I
Okay, all right, cool,
don't know if she
okay.
meant it as a joke, but if she's
Okay.
smart, she's definitely smart enough to word it like a joke so that
Yeah,
no
okay.
one comes back and goes, "Hey, Kaylee Coco is over here dissing your name, saying you."
next thing you
a
know,
badass bitch grabber shot."
Kaylee's losing her properties and
yeah.
All of them. Yep.
Reese is just there like, look up every film she's working on and get those properties now.
get me everything.
Do you think Aniston could? Because
Jennifer?
No.
yeah.
No.
No. But I think
Absolutely
she also
not.
has fuck you money now.
True.
Yeah.
I'll say this though.
I think
Jennifer Aniston could get any TV show she wants made.
100%.
Yeah.
Not movie, but
Not
TV.
movie.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave. Sorry, you were about-
I was gonna say two actresses that I think the only reason why they don't have this power is because they've always strayed to do whatever they wanted to do, as opposed to like playing like, let's say, the game.
Okay.
Would have been Helena Carter, I think is her name.
Helena
Like,
Bonham Carter.
yeah, her
Yeah.
and Christina Ricci. Those are two girls who have stood the test of time in Hollywood, and like if you think about it, they really only did key roles that they like to do.
Yeah.
If they played the game, they would have been able to do that by now if they wanted to,
Yeah,
but it doesn't seem like they wanted to.
I mean,
interesting. I don't know.
Roll of the dice. Sure, I love what you're saying, but you're saying that's definitely variant universe territory where they made the decisions to do all the movies that would get them the opportunity. I can't claim that.
You guys are missing the point. It's not about for a time. It's for
exactly.
all time, like
all
the TVA. You know what I mean? Like,
they're
Johnny Depp,
Charlize Theron.
TVA references coming to me right now.
Charlize Theron and Johnny Depp are definitely two people.
Johnny Depp lost it.
Not anymore. Yeah, he lost it.
If it wasn't for Amber Heard,
yeah,
it would be Johnny.
I don't know if you heard, he ain't got the power no more.
He's not. He can't command that anymore. I agree with you. He would have been before that.
100%.
And now after this, he keeps getting blacklisted for stuff.
Will Smith maybe to a certain degree.
Ooh, yes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Will Smith.
Even with all the flops, he's
so many
managed
flops.
to.
Yeah. He's so lovable.
Yeah.
Denzel could come into a room and he could come into a room and fire everyone and literally start from scratch.
But he wouldn't.
If he wanted. He would never, but he could.
Denzel's a good one. You're right. Denzel, Will, The Rock. Devin wrote Morgan Freeman.
Ooh,
I don't know. I feel like Morgan Freeman is more at the fuck you money situation. I don't think Morgan Freeman would. I don't know that they would redo films for him. Remember, the reason I'm saying Tom Cruise and The Rock is more, I guess you guys are all right, but I think I'm trying to think contemporary. Like for a movie made tomorrow, which actors, like, and when I say made tomorrow, I mean made like they're in the process of making the film. This actor walks in, they're already doing casting, they've already casted the lead. This actor walks in and says, "Actually, I want the role." Who could do that? Cruise, Rock.
I think Chris Evans. I think could. Chris Evans or Tony Stark, Robert Downey. Definitely
Robert Downey and Pratt more or less than Chris Evans. Sorry.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what sucks though? Okay. So I'll say this. I get what you guys are saying. I think what Toby and I were saying though is, could Pratt do that in like 5 years? Like Pratt's hot now.
Depends on how that goes.
Like if because my logic is if Pratt stopped doing movies now, he's forgotten.
Yeah.
If The Rock and Tom stop doing movies right now, they could still come back in like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and still do it. And I think that's because their stock is so high and their brand is so strong that it's even in like 3, 4, 5 years without doing a project, because their legacy looked. The Rock did Skyscraper. It didn't even. No one flinched at how bad that movie was.
No one. Did anybody even watch that movie?
Skyscraper and the one with the monkeys.
Yes,
the monkey. Rampage.
Rampage, right?
I never even saw that.
They were back to back. They were back to back. Giant.
2 horrible movies still kept going, and no one talked. No one even. Well, I think. Funny enough, we mentioned it. How Does It Get Made? Did an episode on Skyscraper, but even them doing it, it was kind of just like, yeah, this movie's bad, but ultimately it's The Rock. So you keep going.
What
It's funny 'cause you named those movies, but I
do you
want to see.
think we can put Keanu in that category now?
Ooh.
Yes,
Yeah.
Keanu's proven time and time again
Yes,
that if he
you're
wants to, he can come back.
True.
It's proven
You're right.
time and
You're
time
right.
again.
You're right. That's facts.
You're right.
Because Keanu disappears for long periods of time and then comes in and does movies, and we're all like, "This is fucking amazing."
I'm thinking, because I'm like, there's this weird thing. He's just still around, and he's having movies made for him.
Keanu is Keanu is Christopher Walken. He's our Christopher Walken. Because Christopher Walken only doesn't act anymore because he's basically too old to do it, but he goes and does whatever the fuck he wants all the time.
I can't co-sign that one.
I don't know.
I don't know
Sorry,
about that one, but I get the sentiment.
I'm saying the sentiment. I'm not saying they're the same. I'm saying they're the same type of essence.
Okay.
You're on that ledge alone. I'm sticking my head out the window to make sure you're okay, but I'm not coming out with you.
It's pretty high up here. I won't lie.
Man, honestly, before he started doing all the bullshit, I would have put Bruce Willis there too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he started doing the weirdest
bullshit.
There's literally 30 to 40 B or C movies out there that Bruce Willis is starring in, right?
And some of them are the same movie with different names. Like you watch the trailer, you're like,
why?
Why are you in, like, dude? I've seen the trailer for 2 of them, and 2 of them are him set in space fighting either an alien or something. And I was just like, wait, these are 2 different movies.
Yeah.
Bruce, what are you doing?
I don't.
Dude, some of them are in his famous franchises. Like, let's be honest.
Well, the Die Hard ones.
The last Die Hard is the fucking worst.
3.
Oh god. No. That includes a Vengeance. What are you talking about? There's only 5.
Which one is the one with I'm a Mac Boy?
Oh, Justin Long?
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
Except for Justin Long, that movie's not that bad, to be honest.
No, dude, that movie's bad. Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave.
That should have been the last one. There should have been one after that, and that's what proved it.
Okay, hold on. Dave,
I'm saying that was a good ending to the career of that movie franchise.
Exactly.
The career.
In your head, that movie is only okay because to you, it's just like, this is how it should have ended.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not the end. So think of it as a middle movie. Is it still good?
But see, I live in a world where Die Hard 5 doesn't happen. I'm in a variant universe where there's only 4 Die Hard movies.
Wait. What's wrong?
People celebrate that
which
Die Hard 1
one's
and 2 are Christmas movies. That's the variant world that I choose to live in.
I'll accept that. That works.
Which one's 5? The one where he comes back in the internet guy?
That's the one where it's his son, and it's not even a Die Hard movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie because it's the second. There's the scene where he's that's the one where
Die Hard is a Justin Long one.
No.
Yeah.
No,
That's
Live
all
Free
it
or
is.
Die Hard is it's Die and Live Free or something like that.
No.
What's the 4th one? I want to see the 4th one. I forget. I'm checking it out. I want to know it.
Where is it? Live Free or Die Hard. Yeah.
Oh shit.
4.0.
Oh,
That's the one with Justin Long.
but what's the name? 6th one is what I'm trying to figure out.
The 6th one.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
A Good Day to
is what
Hire,
you're
which
thinking of.
I didn't watch that.
That's the one afterwards.
Okay.
Lord,
That's the one. That's the one that you're thinking is not a Die Hard movie.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
so one of them isn't a Die Hard. I don't understand.
It is,
But
it's not in the same vein.
It's the one where they're basically passing the torch to his son, and that's
exactly.
not, and it's pretty bad. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
it.
it's not even John McClane on the screen. It's Bruce Willis. You know what I mean? Like, there's no acting at all in that film.
All due acting in the last 4 of them.
No, but he has a character that he's at least trying to do.
So Dave is right though. The one with Justin Long, it is a Die Hard movie. I think he got disconnected. It is a Die Hard movie.
Yeah.
And he's acting like John McClane, but you can start to feel it's lost that essence of Die Hard, right? But then the next one, Die Hard, A Good Day to Die Hard or whatever, is just like a complete utter mess. Like he aged terribly between 2007 and 2013 because I think they're about like 5 or 6 years apart.
Yeah, January 31st, 2013. Yeah.
And like it just that's the beginning of this BC movie Bruce Willis. Like that 2013 and up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Jack McClane Jr.
Someone said Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I saw that, but
I don't think Nicolas Cage can do. Nicolas Cage can't disappear and come back and just get a role in a movie.
That's why he keeps doing movies right now too. And honestly, his movies are
Michael Keaton though. Michael Keaton.
But he can't just walk back in and say I want. He could walk in and say I want to be a superhero at any moment.
Yeah,
he wasn't a superhero. Keaton came back and he said, "Listen, I'm just going to be this vulture guy, and then I'm going to turn around and do all these other movies, and then I'm going to come back and be Batman." Like,
yeah,
what do you mean?
He did two bird-related movies that were like complete opposite of each other.
That's the thing, though. That's not him walking in and saying I'm taking these roles.
That's them tapping him.
Yeah. Like again, Jack Reacher. Tom Cruise said he wanted to be Jack Reacher, and these idiots said, "You know what, Mr. 5'3", you are now Jack Reacher." that to me is a problem. Like,
you know what, Mr. 5'3",
Mr. 5'3".
Wow,
that's amazing.
Yo, it's not an insult. The man is that height. I'm just saying, Jack Reacher was not depicted as that, and whether or not Tom did a decent job in that role, it's up to you guys. I didn't like him in that role. I know some of my friends loved him in that role, but I didn't like him in that role.
There's actually a graphic novel that's a prequel to Die Hard. That's actually not bad.
To the first Die Hard?
Yeah, it's a prequel to the first Die Hard. It's called McClane.
Oh,
it's pretty good. I liked it.
Because I know there's the book. Because Die Hard is based on a book.
But there's a graphic novel that came out like a few years back.
And I think we all know that the original Die Hard was supposed to star Frank Sinatra, which is
really I did not know that at all.
Yeah,
ignorance.
That's weird.
Yeah, you don't want. No, man.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because Frank was huge at the time, bro.
Yeah.
Frank was a huge actor at the time, and they didn't see they saw Bruce Willis as too soft.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because he had that TV show.
Frank,
he was always like,
moon landings or whatever.
Moonlighting.
The Frank Sinatra version and his version had a large gap, though.
Yeah, they also wrote a lot of the Die Hard on the fly afterwards.
Yeah.
So
Devin's putting an interesting list, but I'm not sure you're getting.
Devin's just naming white people now.
Devin's just out. But it's just like Christian Bale is not. I would not put Christian Bale.
No.
Nick Cage, I would not put. Sir Ben Kingsley, I wouldn't put up there. But you know what? I'll say this. Some of these actors for specific types of movies, like if Sir Ben Kingsley came on and said he wanted to do a Shakespeare or something like that, I could see them being like, fuck yeah, please star in this.
Yeah. I mean, he fit in within his role in Shang-Chi perfectly.
Yeah.
But 100%. That's his role.
Eddie Murphy, James Earl Jones,
James Earl Jones.
Popular.
No.
James Earl Jones, if you asked James Earl Jones to be the voice of anything.
Yeah, there you go.
If anyone's making any movie and they want a voice actor and James Earl Jones came in and said, I'd like to take this film, they'd be like, yes, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This 7-year-old white kid is now a 60-year-old black man if we want. Joel, do it. Do the voice. I mean,
Darth Vader definitely did not match his voice. That's for sure.
I was going to talk about this later. I just saw Jay Grizz post it. I'm going to look into it. Hollywood is going on strike. The IATSE was supposed to set a strike date. I was waiting for that to be confirmed. It looks like I'm guessing that he's letting us know that it happened. Breaking on our podcast right now. This is if this has actually gone through. This is really going to mess up the industry.
So what I found is that Hollywood crews set to strike next week if the contract deal is not reached. That's the latest thing I'm seeing right now.
Damn.
So if they don't reach a contract by next week, then there is a strike, which will be similar to the last strike we had.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2000, whenever the hell season 2 of Heroes came out.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
and you saw what happened then.
2003.
That was a writer's strike, though, so the writers would still be working, but the shows themselves literally could not get made because it's the team, it's everyone on set, like all the people who are working on set.
Goddamn.
So good luck trying to fill something that's not on your iPhone. If you're a director.
Damn. So the IATSE, the union behind entertainment, represents 60,000 members across the industry, and they did vote unanimously. Not 98% voted in favor of giving the president the authority to call a strike if they could not meet an agreement in the meetings that they were having. The Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers have been working hard to try and get it resolved, but it was coming down to the wire. They met over the weekend multiple times. They were supposed to try and figure things out Friday, then they met again Saturday, and then they met again on Monday. And unfortunately, they did not. It does not seem that they came to a resolution, which is bad for everybody, man. That's not good. The International Alliance, 60,000 members. Oh no, 150,000 members. Apologies, 150,000 members as of 2020. They've been in existence since 1893. They represent the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, Moving Picture Technicians, Artists, Allied Crafts of the United States.
Damn.
Yeah, this is
that actually would suck. I think
yeah, it'd be bad.
I think if the industry knows what's good for them, they'll definitely come up with a contract before then. I don't foresee a strike happening unless they feel like they have enough in the bag or in the bank to kind of stave off maybe a month or two before they actually come to a deal.
But you know how the strikes work. The union has been, if anything, the union collected dues so that they can pay the members. That's
right.
That's part of what they do. So if they have a strike fund that's large enough to put to pressure, then the studios have to calculate how much money can we lose before they are on tough times and need us to come back.
Exactly.
That's the scary part.
But who's part of the union technically? Is it
all the crafts people? Like, dude, think of everyone behind the scenes that's the director, writer, actor, like all those other people, lighting, all of it,
everybody else. That's what it counts for.
That's what that's what I'm pretty sure. That's my understanding of who this union is. Because the theatrical
pretty much the people that work like the 18, 19-hour days and still expected to be on set the next day.
Yeah,
those
man.
People. And like a few actors have spoken out about this stuff over the years with how like cruel, quote unquote. Again, I've never been on a set or around a movie set. I don't know just how hard it is for them. But I know, what's that girl from Grey's Anatomy that got shit years ago?
Katherine Hagel.
That was one of the biggest things she spoke about that got her sort of blacklisted for the longest time.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that.
It wasn't but they spun it, right? They made it seem like she was being a brat and she was complaining about her. Nah. If you actually go back, that was one of the things she mentioned initially about like the treatment on set can be cruel. And
here blah, 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 I was making fun of her bad, horrible 27 Dresses movies all the time.
Hey, listen, you can still make fun of her bad movies. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
The movies were still shitty, but your voice was still important.
Yeah, but
like Knocked Up was good, but you.
Yeah, they made her seem like a woman, who didn't know her play. There's just this weird spin they had to it.
Okay, I got to show you guys something. Because this is pretty funny that they did this. But they have a countdown clock to the strike on their site now.
Oh my gosh.
Which is hilarious.
Ain't playing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Shit. Okay.
There
you go.
So for those of you who are listening, once again, if you're listening to this on Friday, hopefully they've come to some sort of resolution. If not, there's a good chance that the IATSE will be on strike any moment. It's looking at the 18th they have the right to go unless an agreement is reached. Members will begin nationwide strike on October 18th at 12:01 a.m. Pacific daytime.
All I gotta say is who I blame for this. I blame Toby and Brian for bitching about how Disney needs to give a longer length between things. You put it in the ether, and this is what we got.
What?
Hey, is kind of right.
Talk about
thank you, Skinny.
Talk about spinning the headlines to fit your own narrative.
That is two completely different things. What are you talking about?
I saw the bullet and I sent it. That's all I'm going to say.
It's true. We are catching strays right now. We're out here. First of all, I would just like to say, I believe, let me know if I'm wrong, Toby, but we support the strike mandate if these people are being mistreated. Yeah. And our idea for Disney was something completely unrelated.
Now they're forced to take a break, so now it's all y'all's fault.
Damn, are the studio execs paying you, Dave? Is that
I know?
What's happening? It's like
they're listening to. They take our stories on a weekly basis, guys. If you haven't gone to the conspiracy theories yet, well, it's y'all fault.
Every time we say something on this fucking pod, somehow Like either
I'm sitting beside a prophet here. Like this guy has said things that just happen.
I also kind of work in the industry. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, actually, here I found the quote from Katherine Heigl when she was on the David Letterman show. She said, "Our first day back was Wednesday. It was, and I'm going to keep saying this because I hope it embarrasses them, a 17-hour day, which I think is cruel and mean." So people assume she was only talking about herself when she made that statement, and she was never really given a chance to further expand on what she mean. But I going back and seeing it now, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
You know, man, the era before social media was popping off, it's crazy how you could people could control the narrative.
Oh,
because it had social media existed the way it does now, she would have just gone online and been like, I wasn't talking about me, guys. I'm talking about all these hardworking moms and dads on set who work 17 hours so that they have to pay someone else to take care of their kids, and that's not acceptable. But instead, they just kind of spun it as, hey, this blonde lady is spoiled and keeps writing her own. Didn't she say something about writing the lines for Grey's improvising or something that got people upset too?
Something like that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about Katherine.
Well, she also was vocal about certain scripts being sexist. Like she was never really, I guess, afraid to like speak her mind. But unfortunately, when you're a woman or someone who doesn't have power and you speak up against things or try to change things, this is why people didn't do it, because you could easily be blacklisted and be cut, right?
Yeah, true.
So
unfortunate industry, how quickly you could be blacklisted for just not even saying something negative towards everybody, just saying like, hey, we worked too many hours in a day. That's
17 hours. I mean, I don't work 17 hours a day.
No. Yo, man, nurses work the max 12. Not even that. I'll reframe. If you guys are in Quebec, we have the English system for our medical system and the French system. And by that, I mean English hospitals and French hospitals. The French sector has forced overtime and has nurses do double shifts, which at max is 16 hours.
Wow.
And these guys are working on set, and obviously there's two completely different jobs,
completely different
labor and blah. But we're just saying, can you imagine trying to be aware for 16 to 17 hours, no matter what you're doing?
Dog, I'm out after 13.
Dude,
I'm just gonna let you know. I got some kind of corner. Yeah, no, I got a corner and like some kind of place where you can't find me.
Yeah, my fidget spinner will not help me focus for 17 hours straight. I'll tell you that much. It's not gonna work.
It is an interesting thing though, right? Because like I don't know if the actors are on set for that long. I'm sure it's the crews, the people cleaning up, the people doing a lot of tear down and rebuilding, and they'll probably have to do this for months on end. You know, I don't know what geez. I actually would like to understand the full scale of their regular schedule, because like do you only work 3 movies a year because of how things are spaced out, because you need things to be spaced out because of how much you burned out on the first movie? You need a little space in between. You know, I truly do. Maybe the information is probably out there actually, but
dream job again. If it comes down to it, we've joked about it being third on a call sheet, third or fourth on a call sheet. But I think dream job when you're in one of these unions is like working on a late show. Like,
oh shit! Yeah.
Working on a late show where the schedule is the same thing every day.
Look what the Roots did.
Yeah. The set stays the same every day. You know, your camera operators, your set, all that stuff, all your prop stuff, costumes, minor changes day to day, but ultimately the show films at this time, the writers are doing their thing at this time. Like that, if I worked in one of those unions, that to me seems like the dream job. That's why when Conan moved to LA and brought his crew with him, and then the Tonight Show fell through, and Conan was just like, these people are still gonna have a job, and immediately got like work to get another show so that his crew could continue. I respect that move, because those people followed him. Anyone who followed him to LA and lost their job after the Tonight Show fell through, that's rough, man.
Yeah,
that was the biggest disaster. I still find to this day he wasn't given a proper.
I still hate Leno because of it.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, I still hate Jimmy because of it a little bit. Like I think he does a good job. Not Jimmy Kimmel. What's his name?
Fallon.
I
mean, I just like Fallon because I don't think Fallon's good.
I don't think he's good at all.
I like the games that he does because it's more reminiscent of like Johnny. It's Johnny Carson, right? The first one. Is it reminiscent of that?
That many games.
But he did more interactive things with his guests, is all I'm saying, and that's what this is trying to do, as opposed to just being talking all the time.
Keyword trying.
Try.
Yeah, my thing is, I mean, I won't go deep into it. You guys know I love late night, right? Like it's one of the things I research. So like that, the whole, I know it's a weird thing to say. People always laugh at me when I say I research late night, but like the line of like the Tonight Show Steve Allen years, which was the original show, and then the Tonight Show with Jack Parr, which was the later one, that those two schools of like Allen and then like Letterman, who followed his style, and Kimmel, who follows that style, like the kind of slapstick comedic, like doing funny things, you know, Letterman throwing himself to a Velcro wall. Steve Allen used to jump into a pool of Jello. Like those are things that they did. Parr, Carson, yeah, they had shtick to them. Parr, Carson, and those guys are desk lovers. Like they sit at the desk, they do the show. Seth Meyers is from the Carson school. Like, I do my best work at this desk talking to you. I'm not as physical, and that's why for me, if you're gonna ask me who the best, like, I mean, no one asked, but the best one doing it right now, in my opinion, is Kimmel, because Kimmel is doing the best.
You said that. I hope Danny didn't hear that shit.
Because he's the best at blending things. He has the best of Carson style, and he has the best of the
I love Conan. I'm sorry.
Oh, of course, Conan, dude. Yeah, but he's retired.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't he have his last show?
Yeah, he's done. He's done
again.
If Conan did not retire, I would say Conan, because Conan not only was the longest running, but was able to evolve his show and still keep it super.
Conan was just unabashedly. He doesn't try to be funny. He just is. And his segments with celebrities, holy, to this day, the segment he did with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart.
Oh my God, yes. One of the most viewed. Yeah.
But it's also the relationships that he builds and keeps on the show. Perfect example is Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah.
Then
you had to do a joke for like 20 years and it's still funny.
And then I don't know if you ever saw, but one time he had a person from the, I hate to call it the Paraplegic Olympics or whatever you call it there. Paralympics, sorry. And her thing is that she was in a wheelchair, obviously. And she did the joke. And he cut, like, he looked at her, he's like, I didn't do, like, he looked, he's like, I didn't make this joke. Like, I didn't do this. Did he put you up to this? He's like, because he was trying to save his ass, because obviously he didn't want to piss anyone off by the clip that they show. Of course. But at the same time, he's like, did he do this? Like, did he? And she's like, no, I just love it. It's your favorite joke.
She showed the same clip that Redo's showed.
Yeah, like she was like, "Oh, here's the commercial for the Olympics," and instead it was that.
It was the Mac and Me.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's it. So
see,
if Conan
that's how you take a jokes, folks.
Oh, don't. If Conan hadn't retired, Conan would be the best. I mean, if Letterman hadn't retired, Letterman still gets the title. Like you had these certain comedians these certain late night hosts that were just the fucking best at what they were doing. Yeah. But that's it. Right now, I think Kimmel, like,
I don't really watch late night anymore, so I'm
out of touch.
I'm sure.
I only watch the clips, and I only watch those to still assess who has the edge.
My late night is Desus and Mero. They're right now. They're my number one right now.
Did they finish the third season? Because I haven't seen an episode.
They just said they've been on hiatus and they'll probably jump back in January. I don't know.
Hope so, man. Season 342, last one, and I was like, when's the next one? What's going on?
Homie who gets drunk. Like the game who get where is it Seth?
Late Night House?
Is it Seth? Late Night House?
Seth Meyers has been drunk.
Okay. Seth Meyers, he gets that man, he if he had a better time slot, I'd
Late
take him
Night
over
with Seth Meyers.
Yeah,
he does those segments well, but he's awkward in some interviews. Like when it's
like an awkward guy.
When it's his friends, he's fucking golden. Like him and John Mulaney talking about Mulaney's intervention is easily one of the funniest things I've ever seen on late night, because it's awkward to talk about someone needing an intervention for their coke addiction, but those two went on a show and did a full discussion. That's hilarious. Like that was gold. But sometimes when he's with other people, he just feels stiff. But like, I mean, the people that come from his show, Amber Ruffin's late night show, which I've only unfortunately been able to see small clips because it's only available on Peacock in the States. But those small clips that I've seen, I really like her show. Like she does a really good show. But yeah. Anyways, I didn't talk about Injustice, so I guess unfortunately we do have to save it for next week, because I really do want to talk about it. But if you guys haven't all seen it, and
I have not seen it yet.
I started it. But like I said,
I
I'm always okay with the spoilers, man. Come on, you guys know how these things.
Is it another
you know what?
ultra violent like DC thing?
Of course, because it's
Is it better than
Injustice. Well,
is it
hold
better
on.
than Apocalypse?
I'll say this. I'll say this. It has one of the worst endings I've ever seen.
Oh, fuck
But
that.
Wait, worse than the second the Justice League
The Justice League
Apocalypse.
Dark movie? Yeah, I just said, is it worse than Justice League Dark?
And
Apocalypse?
you know why it's so bad? I'll explain this. It's so bad because it's an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh,
And they try and this is the problem. They did an hour of good work setting up copying the exact story that you have in the comic and in the game. You did that for an hour. And then with the last 20 minutes, they were just like, oh fuck, we have to wrap this up. Wrap it up. And it just goes. You're like, what is happening? Why is it going so fast?
Yeah, it's like they're throwing a party and they win like the last 20 minutes of the
gotta
long
stick the landing, DC.
It's like
what's happening here?
Honestly,
what's happening
it was like
here?
someone. It's like if you're having a party and someone called and said your parents are 25 minutes away, and everyone's just like, "Oh shit!" And they flailing their arms around.
Nah, they already pulled up in the driveway and you're trying to clean.
And then it just ends. Like it ends, and I was just like, "What the fuck, guys? How did you just end this?" It was really it was unfortunate because
I don't need to watch that.
It does sound better than Dark because you said that there was an hour worth of goodness to watch, which is better than Dark.
If you're a fan of the comic book, like I read the Injustice comic book, all the stuff, all the key things in the Injustice comic book make it into the movie.
Okay.
The Harley Quinn and Green Arrow's relationship that was so good in the comic book, great in the movie. You know, the mission to the Fortress of Solitude, well done in the movie. You know, all of that stuff, all of it was entertaining, was fun, but the ending was just like, holy fuck, we got to wrap this up. Do the thing. Okay. Done. Okay, cool.
So they ran, they leaped, they missed the landing.
Yeah, very much.
Interesting.
Very much.
You know, Apocalypse was actually pretty highly rated for some reason.
People love that movie.
For some reason, yeah.
The only ones that hate it.
You're wrong.
The only one that I never hated a DC movie so much.
You're wrong. Is the people
is that
like
the one
you're
that
wrong.
ends with them on?
Yeah.
Where everyone dies and they're like, we're just gonna erase everything that we did anyways, because we're just gonna erase this universe.
Okay.
Yeah, highly rated.
I will tell you this: they have some nice, fun jokes about like the Earths, like Mr. Terrific being like, well, everyone considers themselves Earth 1, so every other Earth is going to be a different Earth. And then at one point, someone is talking and they're just like, oh, well, that guy must be from Earth like 22, and he's just like, no, I'm from Earth 1. And he's just like, wait, what? He's just like, you're from Earth 9 where I'm from. And I was like, what is happening? That was one of the weirdest jokes, but I actually kind of liked it.
Toby's face is smiling.
Hold on, what are they doing here?
The fact that that is the funniest joke you could think of.
Well, it's not the funniest, but it's one of the jokes
and it took so long to explain.
It's one of the jokes I like.
Like, come over here. Let's walk around the whole place.
Gillian Jacobs is Harley Quinn. The dude who played Dan in Venom is Green Arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan, the boy, the husband. Kate's not. Is it Kate? Kate. Yeah.
Reed Scott.
Yeah. Justin Hurtley, who played
Hartley
is Superman. Wow,
he's Superman.
Dude, they don't pay you enough on that show on NBC, dog.
This is us. Yeah. Anson plays Batman. The girl who plays Mary Jane in the Spider-Man video game plays Lois Lane. She does the voice for Lois Lane in this. And Yuri, and Yuri, who plays Spider-Man, does the voice for Damian in this. So they have a really solid voice acting cast. They have, and again, if you like the comic book, the first hour or so, Ra's al Ghul, all of that stuff, really well done. But it just
it's getting critically panned. This one, I know.
Yeah, DC fans are roasting the Injustice movie. All right.
Yeah, they skip over a lot
But doesn't a lot happen in that? Is it even to say that maybe the reason why this is bad is because it deserved 2 movies to say it properly?
Oh, you can't. That's the problem. Injustice League is its own universe. It's not an enclosed story, so you can't do it as a movie. That's
can I send a message to DC real quick?
Yes, go.
Sure.
If there was one thing you need to start doing now, because I can see a pattern now. I see a pattern with your movies now, with your animated movies. Yeah. You're starting to lose your grip.
Yeah.
You're starting to tell too much in very little time.
Yeah.
Please start doing TV shows again. Just expand in that way. Because when you do it in this way that Brian is saying, where you have a minute and an hour and 20 minutes and you're trying to rush too much into the last 20 to close things up, that to me means that there's so much more to tell that you need to expand on before you close the damn chapter.
Yes.
Do TV shows.
Yes.
It might feel like you're copying Marvel, but at this point, anything you do is going to be copying Marvel. So just do it. God damn it.
Injustice as a movie makes no sense if you're going to try and cap the story, because the comic book runs for a certain amount of time. And even if let's say you wanted to rewrite the story so that it ended, you didn't end it well because you really did crunch everything into the last 20-minute sequence. And I was like, this is insane what they're trying to do here. So
crazy. Just
it's unfortunate.
Just an opportunity here to do a what if type thing.
Yeah, this is Elseworld is their what if, and this was the perfect opportunity, and they didn't do it well. I'm just gonna read off the
how'd they kill the Flash.
Oh, sorry. The Flash dies in a stupid way. I mean, I don't want to spoil how things happen.
No, it's fine. It's
fine. So we already mentioned the strike, which is kind of crazy, and hopefully they can find a resolution, because as fans of television, film, and everything, we're all obviously looking forward to them getting back to it. But Will Poulter cast as Adam Warlock for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I ain't mad at it.
Not me neither. He's a great actor. He's been solid. For We Are the Millers, where he plays that little weirdo kid.
It's so funny.
To the Bandersnatch or whatever it was on Netflix. His range is solid.
Yeah.
I saw him in something else though recently. Not Bandersnatch.
I'm not sure. That's the last thing I saw him in.
Yeah, that was the last thing.
I haven't watched him in anything else yet recently. But I'll keep reading. Venom 2 secretly included footage of the Matrix Resurrection filming. I don't know if you guys had a chance to read that article, but it's pretty funny. Venom 2, when they were filming, the Matrix is also filming at the same time. And there's one scene where the helicopter chase is happening. And instead of using their own helicopters, the crew from Venom just filmed the Matrix helicopters and put that in the movie.
That's gangster. That is so gangster.
Do you remember the time? Remember when Lil Dicky did his music video and just filmed the back? That's exactly what I was picturing.
Next level thievery. Man, imagine being that cinematographer. Yeah, we need a helicopter. Or
Midsummer, which was after.
I didn't see that movie. That's with Yelena, right?
He was in Midsommar.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't seen that movie.
Isn't
it a horror movie?
It's not horror. It's not a horror. It's not a horror
movie. It's just like a weird thriller.
It's like a psychological thriller, but nothing. It's not a horror. I'll say that. Yeah, it's good. Okay. It's really good.
Culty, a little bit culty, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
Someone added
it's still good. It's still good.
Someone added this last thing, but I don't have time to watch the video. What is Jamie?
Don't watch it, but I did want to point it out. So Jamie Costa, I think he's an actor. He has a YouTube channel. Just Google or YouTube Jamie Costa.
Okay.
And he has a test footage of him acting like Robin Williams on the set of Mork and Mindy.
Oh, interesting.
In his trailer, preparing and having a conversation with, I forget who the woman is right now, but it's literally on the day that John Belushi died.
Oh,
and this is a real thing that happened where like they were pretty close, and I think he and John were hanging out just the night before he had to start the Mork and Mindy show. And like this guy
hits all the beats.
Looks you forget sometimes that you're not watching Robin Williams. It's pretty crazy. It's actually pretty crazy.
Are they making a Robin Williams film?
No, this is probably him. Literally, I think this was his like, I can do this.
Oh shit, that's wild.
And he put it out on his YouTube channel.
I gotta say,
bold.
A lot more actors are doing that now. Like Shang-Chi, like Homeboy said years ago, hey Marvel, when are we doing a movie? And then started Shang-Chi. Like, it's not crazy to put that shit into the universe.
It's not.
Go ahead, y'all.
Especially if you have it like this. Again, I would recommend just go watch it. Jamie Costa, Jamie Costa.
Put the link in the description for the episode after. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, it's going to be in the description. If you guys are listening to it, it's also in the description. Just remind me to put it in the description for the episode. But yeah, definitely check that out. Other piece of news that I thought was super cool: Cowboy Bebop original Japanese voice cast will dub the live action Netflix series, which is
so they co-signed. That's dope.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. So
that's cool. That's wicked. We touching Superman. I mean, no.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, Superman came out. Superman, Jonathan Kent, John Kent, the son.
You're touching Superman. I love you, Toby.
Superman, John Kent came out as bisexual is coming out as bisexual in November, but they announced it on a National Coming Out Day.
Do you? At this point, I don't care. Like,
well, for me, it's more the fact that the headline stuff. Like the
sensationalizes it, right?
Yeah, and the headlines are doing a bad job because they're not explaining.
Just saying Superman,
but at the same time, people who don't read articles, fuck you. I'm sorry, read a fucking article. I'm so tired of people because the same thing happened with the Tim Drake. Like, granted, there were some people who actively lied with their headlines with the Robin coming out thing because they said 89 years. And Robin finally comes out. No, that's not what that was. Dick Grayson played that Robin. This is completely different information. You guys have really shitty fact checkers on your staff. You're doing a poor job and you're bad journalists. And that's the shit that I'm saying straight to you because y'all don't know what you're fucking doing. Because that's a 2-second thing to check.
But they don't care. They don't care. They're like, we'll put it this way because this is what will get the most clicks. It's all that matters.
Exactly. That's my problem. It's a combination of clickbait headlines and people who don't read.
Yeah.
Y'all are idiots.
Ruining everything, man.
Ignorance is not bliss in that situation. Read the damn article.
Also, Superman and Lois is a great show. I hope it doesn't go the CW route, classic one season, and then the rest goes down to shitter.
Yeah, it was solid.
Jonathan Kent on this show is the kid who doesn't have the powers.
Yeah, true.
So I don't think this will come into play on a TV show at any point. It's probably just another storyline or whatever in the comic books. But who cares? Like, who cares?
Well, I mean, the only reason it was important is because it came on a National Coming Out Day. That's the only reason DC felt it was important to release it. For me, the bigger issue is it's not a matter of not caring. You're right though. I'm indifferent because I don't read the comics anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're not writing these comics for me. They're writing comics for other people and younger people who want to be more reflected in the pages. I get.
So when I say who cares, I mean like in the sense that like it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
he is right.
It's not something that should be earth shattering.
Exactly. Or it doesn't make or break the series. It's like, oh great, and that should be it.
Also, like kudos, but like I didn't see a parade for Val Zod when he came out. Like that's my thing. Like I would love to see, like I'm happy that people feel represented, but like I don't see, no one made this much of a hoopla when Val Zod had his own Earth, and not even Miles. Yeah, Miles got a little bit of love, but Miles had love because they put everything on Miles. Remember when Miles got announced, they put way too much stuff, Black, Latino, bi,
put too much,
Yeah,
it dropped to the point where like the buy thing, I've never seen it come into play once.
They not once. Real quick.
Yeah. And that's it. So be it. I look forward to the comic book gaining momentum and more news stories coming out that can be represented and written into the TV shows so that we can get something better than what they're doing on Titans. That's my take. Please write the comics well so that they continue to make good shows, and please write the shows better. The fact that Stargirl and Superman and Lois are your best DC properties right now is not a good thing. You can do better.
Oh my gosh.
So true though.
Stargirl, I stopped watching Stargirl after like a couple episodes.
This season of Stargirl Summer School is one of the smartest things they've ever done. They needed to reduce the amount of people on set, do a summer school season. They wanted to get a really big bad. They added Shade and Eclipso. Like they've done really interesting things. They added Jade, Shade, Eclipso. They're really messing with Wildcat. Like it's not great, but it's better than the other stuff, and that's the thing that's throwing me because I'm like, why is Stargirl better? Like, it's not supposed to be the good show.
That's interesting. I did notice that was one of the things I called out when it first came out is the budget, the graphics, like they actually look like they were putting effort into that.
Yeah.
And sometimes that could be enough to propel your story forward, especially when you're trying to make something like that believable. Yeah. So that to me came across, but I just wasn't really interested. I never really was into Stargirl. I just didn't really get into the storyline very much. But it looks good.
Yeah. I'm only a fan because I love the JSA. I have like maybe like 150, like a good 2 or 3 years worth of JSA titles.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I read because because the JSA continued the Kingdom Come stuff at one point.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Did they do you think I'm just jumping back to the whole gay thing real quick? Do you think they're gonna stick to the main for Eternals, Fastos? He's gay in the comic books. But it looks like he has a kid and a family in this one. I don't understand.
Yeah, he's definitely Fastos is for sure. Yeah.
He's gay in the
I give it. Yeah, I think he's in the movie.
In the movie?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay. They're not again. See, they're not necessarily flagging that.
No,
again,
they're just like, here's my family. You think what you want. Just be my son. And
at that point, he's not even gay. He's pansexual or bisexual. Like, that's the other thing. Because it's just like, hey, this character has been with women, men, and whoever else he feels comfortable with. And
over thousands and thousands of years.
There's probably a lot of Fastos babies out there.
The
Eternals, the origin of mutants. Are we gonna? Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm not saying anything till I see it.
Guys, that's why we're here. We're here to speculate.
Yeah, I'm tired of speculating, Toby.
They've been picking
Put
from
the
our tree
fucking
for
X
6
up
seasons,
there
man.
and do it.
That's true. That's true. So we're putting something out there into the universe. I notice that every week. So let's just keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we damn near constructed the last, I don't know, the Fox Disney deal, Moon Knight getting a show, Punisher getting a show.
You know what? The Moon Knight one fascinates me.
The strike. They did the strike last week. Yeah, I mean, like,
strike is not on us. Damn it.
So funny.
Wild show, guys. Always fun. I think we're coming to an end, boys. This is another edition, another wild week.
End, my friend.
We also called Venom being in Spider-Man.
That's true.
Oh yeah. Is that official? They showed. Well, I mean, we know now. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. We do know.
Yeah. I just gotta fucking accept it, guys. I don't want to. Okay.
There you go.
I'm setting my expectations so low for this movie. I'm telling you that when things.
Why this one? Though?
You know what? Oh, okay.
That's what I want to know. Because like
third movie jitters, is that it?
No. 30 seconds to explain. We used to be able to go to a movie and be surprised at the shit we saw and
Matrix is the last movie that I felt that way with.
Right.
The first Matrix.
So, but sure. But I'm just saying more of the fact that I would like to see surprises of like appearances of characters in movies. And we haven't had. I want another moment like Captain America picking up Mjolnir. That's what I want.
That was cool.
I want more moments like that. And we can't have those if you guys just keep going, Toby's in the film, Andrew's in the film.
Well,
but we can have that because they keep doing that.
Exactly. If they keep letting us know.
But how am I going to get those moments if I'm spoiled it, though? It's not interesting to me when Osborn shows up.
There's no way you could have speculated. Matter of fact, it did give you a hint that Cap may potentially pick up Mjolnir, right?
The
Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
right?
9 movies ago.
but it's not something you could have speculated on, right? So it was surprising. But
and we didn't really
characters.
The last Spider-Man movie was the hint to the multiverse because they full on. That's his angle. I'm from the multiverse.
That was weird. Actually,
it was good though. It was smart.
Yeah.
Super smart because
it was like, oh, is this real or fake now? Because of how it ended up. Right.
Remember, everyone speculated, oh shit, they're introducing the multiverse. And then you get to the movie, it's like, haha, I'm playing games. And then the next movie is, actually, motherfuckers, there is the multiverse. We're going to play some serious games now. It's just like, oh shit. You set us up in the last movie. Then you dumped on our asses on the next one. Cool. I get it. But I
understand your
just
position.
See the movie and not have every aspect of it spoiled. Nothing is going to be new and exciting.
We wouldn't have much to talk about though if we didn't dig into.
I'm okay with us speculating. I'm just not okay with everyone leaking every single thing so that nothing is a surprise.
Yeah, that I don't agree with either. I completely don't agree with that either. I'd rather speculate and see if I'm right versus like get confirmation as I'm going in.
Yeah. Like
right.
Fast and Furious last movie. Juan is what's his name is back.
Oh, they killed it in the trailer ASAP. That ruined
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like. You guys are killing everything. There's
Han.
Han, thank you. I was thinking Win. I don't know why, but
Han Solo.
yeah, sorry, yeah. Han Solo. So silly. Anyways, this was supposed to be 30 seconds. I just want to be surprised again. That's all I want. I want to be able to watch a movie and see Cap take up Mjolnir.
I want to be ignorant again.
It's simple. It's simple.
Yes!
Full circle.
Full fucking circle. I want to
Thank
be
you, Toby.
ignorant when I go into these movies. You're welcome. Toby, perfect.
Close out.
Perfect ending. We're out, guys. That's the whole show. Make sure to check out our shit on all the platforms. Make sure to follow us on social media at Geektastic Cypher. If you guys haven't had a chance, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We'll be back next week with another episode. So make sure you always check out. We out, y'all. Peace.
Peace and deuces.